Good evening. Thanks for watching News Channel 9 at 6. A touchy recovery operation is underway tonight, pulling an antique aircraft out of the Tennessee River.
That's right. Pilot Andy Montgomery crash-landed the plane in shallow water after some sort of malfunction. Now crews are trying to get it out. That's where we find News Channel 9's John Pless on the river in Meigs County. Good evening, John.
Here we go. And good evening to you, Kim. We're on a boat streaming to you live about the location where that plane went down to its watery grave here in the slough on the Tennessee River, about a mile north of the Highway 60 bridge. And just a short time ago, that salvage crew removed the plane. That plane was being flown by Andy Montgomery, who survived. He walked away from it, or shall I say, swam away from the wreckage. But unfortunately, the plane wasn't so lucky.
It's done. There's some good parts left on it, but basically it died.
Resting in waist-deep water, a piece of aviation history has its wings clipped, if you will, but it can be salvaged and used for parts on other Swifts that a local group of collectors keep. The trick now is getting it out of the water in a remote slough.
It's to get some flotation devices underneath it and blow them up and get it up out of the water where it's a little bit more buoyant, and then drag it here to the barge.
Later Monday afternoon, the flotation devices are set in place. A lot of care is going into the recovery operation to prevent any more damage. Unfortunately, this aircraft was not insured, and it's going to be a big loss. This is what's called a Swift, and this aircraft was made right after World War II.
They built Swifts from 1946 to 1948, and they're getting pretty rare and a real pretty classic airplane. Everybody loves them.
These kind of water recoveries are rare, and it's as much of a learning process as it's another operation for the salvage company. The Swift will never fly again, but it's so important for the owners to salvage what they can.
Pretty sickening feel, because it was really a striking little airplane, wasn't it? It was one of our favorites. We do this. We've been doing this 35 years, working on Swifts, and it was one of our favorites. It just had that appeal, had that curve appeal, just a sexy little 46 airplane, and so it's a bummer.
Step back and over a little bit, John, so you make sure and get me out of the shot.
And what a bummer it is for those guys and their Swift plane. You're looking north on the river where that plane was towed to a location where no doubt the NTSB is going to want to take a look at it and find out exactly what happened. But again, this was a successful emergency landing by pilot Andy Montgomery. But unfortunately, as you saw, a piece of history is now lost. We're streaming live from Meigs County. I'm John Pless for News Channel 9. Now back to you.
John, thanks so much. Glad everybody's okay. Well, still no word tonight on what may have caused a deadly